Hey guys, welcome back to the Hez Project. I'm John Ordolaza, and I'm going to be reviewing episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Spoilers for this episode, if you have not seen it yet. John Walker is an absolute monster. He has gone unleashed, and he is not holding back in this episode. And it was kind of cool to see that. They still have a couple scenes in here where you're trying to understand his motive and his thinking, what's going on in John Walker's head, while he's doing some questionable things, very questionable things. At least that's how I feel. There was a scene with him and Lamar Hoskins. They're talking about, if you had the chance to take the super soldier serum, would you take it? Lamar goes, hell yeah, man, but you? Come on, man, you got 3 medals of honor. You know exactly the right decisions to make in the heat of the moment in battle. But John is very doubtful in this episode. We saw a little bit of that when we first got introduced to him in episode 1 and 2. But in here, we're seeing a lot more doubt fill and consume John Walker. Until later on, there's a big scuffle and John takes a little sample of the super soldier serum, the ones that Carly Morgenthau has stolen from that one scientist. He looked at it like it was the answer to all of his problems, and that was the most interesting thing. I really wish he didn't take it, but yeah, he must have done it off screen in between scenes, because man, he was shredding through people in this episode, let me tell you. He was bending metal, throwing the shield halfway through a wall. Dude, he had some force in him, and he's very unstable. He can't really control it at the moment. You can tell because of that one shield throw that sent the shield halfway through the wall. I do feel kind of bad for John Walker in this episode, because in this final scene, we see John Walker lose Lamar Hoskins. One of the flag smashers ends up kicking the hell out of Lamar. He goes through a column, bangs his head on another column, and then boom, he's gone. He's done for. John starts chasing after that flag smasher, stops him right in the middle of the town, right in front of a fountain, and he just proceeds to beat the living hell out of him with his shield. He took the shield, went like this, and just started bashing his freaking chest in. That was insane. I did not expect that level of brutality to be displayed in this show, especially from John Walker. Wow, the anger and sadness from losing his best friend just moments ago, and then the weight on your shoulders of being the next Captain America, but feeling doubtful that you can't live up to the potential of Steve Rogers. It creates a really interesting dynamic between John Walker and this fake Captain America. They're like two personas kind of clashing together, and I really like that. Very interesting thing, everyone around who was watching and surrounded John Walker as he beat the hell out of this flag smasher, they were all recording on their phones, so that's all across the internet by now. It's gotta be. And you can imagine people in the United States have seen this footage and realize John Walker is not our Captain America anymore. It's probably gonna get stripped from him in the next episode or two. I could definitely see that. So who's going to be the next Captain America? I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be Bucky, because Bucky, if you remember from the last episode, when they went to Madripoor, Zemo, Sam, and Bucky, they were playing characters, if you will. Sam was the smiling tiger, Zemo was just himself, and I think Bucky was playing the Winter Soldier, the one who was all brain damaged and whatnot. So they played a part where Zemo gave him command codes, and he started beating the hell out of some guys in Madripoor in the little bar section. And you saw a couple people recording on their phones. So that footage has surfaced. And with all this talk about Bucky trying to make amends with all these people that he's wronged, you can suspect how difficult it'll be for Bucky to have a claim for himself to the shield when he's got that footage surfacing the internet, just like John Walker does. So I guess that leaves Sam as the rightful person to hold the shield, but we're seeing a very interesting turn with Sam in this show. Sam, in the last episode, said, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have turned to the shield. Maybe I should have destroyed it. So his ideals of this shield and what it represents are becoming lost, and he has nowhere near as much of an attachment to that shield and what it represents as Bucky does, and that's the crazy thing about it. Does Sam even want the shield anymore at this point? I don't know. I feel like he's gonna get it anyways, because there's still some footage we saw in the trailer that, him practicing around with the trees, and we didn't see that yet, so he's probably gonna get it. But it's very interesting, because this show is pointing in a direction where none of these people so far in the show want the shield or deserve the shield at the moment. In that big scuffle I was talking about earlier, and continuing off of the end scene from the last episode, the Dora Milaje, I believe that's the tribe of the women from Wakanda, they're in here, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. We see a little flashback of when Bucky was in Wakanda recuperating after Civil War, and they gave him the new vibranium arm, and you see, I forgot her name, but she's saying all of the code words that triggered the Winter Soldier part in Bucky's brain around a campfire, and I guess she's trying to like brainwash them out of his system. I don't know. It's very interesting, and you can see Bucky's like he's sitting there fighting the words, like he's tearing up. He's like internally screaming as he hears these words, and it's a very interesting scene. I really did enjoy that. Not much of Sharon Carter in this episode. She kind of took a back seat. You know, she had her shining moments in the last episode, which were really awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to see where they take her and like what she's going to be doing in the last 2 episodes. Zemo, on the other hand, is being chased by the Dora Milaje women, so he's hiding inside a safe house with Bucky and Sam. That's when John Walker and Lamar Hoskins, before he died, they come inside the house trying to arrest Zemo. But then that's when the Dora Milaje women come in. They start fighting Lamar and Walker. It's interesting. They're getting their asses handed to them because they're warriors. They're Wakandan warriors. They're incredible. And John Walker, again, this is the part where he's like, dude, they weren't even super soldiers, man. How'd they do that? He's like dumbfounded that he just got his ass handed to him by some Wakandan. Like, he's not really well versed in how dangerous they can really be. During that scuffle, Zemo slips into the bathroom and goes through a drain. And now he's just gone. He's on the run, I guess, because now he's free. He doesn't have to listen to Bucky and Sam anymore, I guess. I guess their partnership is done for this episode, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I wanted to see more of their little buddy cop and Zemo. But yeah, I guess he's now on the run because the Wakandans are not having it. they're going to kill him at any cost. So I'm excited to see. I hope we get more Zemo in the next episode, and at least the last one. I'm really excited to see that. Anyways, guys, let me know down below, what did you think of this episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Are you a fan of the show? I think if you aren't so far, this episode might win you over, because there's a lot of interesting things and dynamics going on, especially with the characters that we know and love, and how they're questioning their previous ideals and thought processes, and like, oh, maybe the shield isn't as important as I thought it would be. Like, you shut your dirty little mouth, Sam. All right, I'm done. Post your theories and predictions in the last 2 episodes down below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and be sure to stick around, guys, because I got a bunch of videos going on. I'm going to be covering the rest of the Invincible Season 1, so you might want to stick around the channel, guys, because there's always more to come.